Welcome to our channel. We are Caitlin and Patrick, two adventure seekers that recently sold all of our belongings to fulfill our lifelong dream of living sustainably. We purchased 15 acres of raw land in the mountains of East Tennessee. Since moving to our property, we have installed our solar system for all of our power needs and our rainwater catchment system for all of our water needs. Join us as we continue to build out our off-grid homestead in the mountains and navigate this adventure we call life. What's up, guys? Meet Yoshi, our new mini excavator that we are going to be using on our property. We purchased this a couple days ago, got it up. And we've also had some really good wind lately. So our windmill, I'll show you some footage of that. It's been in use and it is working.
Killer.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So as you can see, we have a new addition to the property. We bought this a few days ago and got it up to the property. Neither one of us have really run any kind of machine like this. Patrick has some experience with forklifts, so it might be kind of similar to that, but the only experience that I have with any kind of large machinery is actually a stump grinder. So the controls are kind of similar to that, but it's a little different because that was a walk behind unit. This one's a sit on. So yeah, we are extremely excited to have this. So for the past year and a half on our property, we've done everything by hand. So every shed we built, we leveled off the ground around it. When we put in our sun tracker for the solar panels, we dug like 2 feet deep, and we have like rocky, rooty clay soil. It's not exactly easy to dig into. We dug the footers for our deck by hand. We've dug 100 or almost 100-foot trench for our PV wires from our solar to our solar shed back there. And it has been a lot of work. We've moved almost 10 tons of gravel by hand. I mean, with our shovels and our little dump cart. But yeah, it's a lot of work to do by hand. It's very slow. It's exhausting. You don't get as much done because you have to take breaks, and, you know, depending on the weather, you know, it's a lot. So we're very excited to have some help now in the way of this mini excavator. And we've also had some really good wind lately. So our windmill, I'll show you some footage of that. It's been in use and it is working. So we had about 15-mile-an-hour winds a few days ago, and we were getting about 220 or 230 watts coming in. So, you know, that's more than half the capacity. Obviously, I think we'll need probably like 30 to 40-mile-an-hour winds to get the 400 watts, but 15 miles an hour is kind of, you know, we had those a couple of days ago as well since the first time that it was working. So I think that's going to be a huge benefit. Typically, we're not even pulling 230 watts. So, you know, if we're getting enough wind to cover our bases, that's more than enough for us. So very excited about that. If you missed the video of us installing the windmill, I'll put a link in the top here. You can go back and watch that. But yeah, I just want to give you an update on that if you watched that video and were curious how that was working. But yeah, so like I said, neither one of us really have a whole lot of experience on these machines. It is a 1-ton machine, so it does have its limitations. But for what we want to use it for, I think it's going to be great. Our plan is to build some ATV trails, some mountain biking trails. You know, anytime we have to dig in the earth, use this, move gravel, whatever it may be, pick up logs. Our intention with a lot of the larger trees that we have down is to actually take them to a local sawmill and have them milled for lumber to use around the property and on the house. We won't be building the entire house from sawmill lumber, but hopefully it'll save us some money on other projects and some finished wood as well. So yeah, very, very excited to put this to use. Today is just going to be about learning this machine, so it may not be the most exciting footage you've ever seen of someone running a Mini X. Again, I have no experience, so I'm just learning how to get comfortable with it, the controls, before I put myself in a compromising position with it, which I don't plan to do that anyway, but, you know, I want to be a little bit more developed on it before I start doing trails and those type of things. So just going to be picking up some logs, learning how to use the bucket and the thumb, you know, learn how to kind of build a small trail back here in our drain field, moving a little bit of dirt to where our drain field's settled, and there's some good holes there, so we're going to put some dirt in those. But yeah, just kind of learning the machine and learning how to drive it, learn how to use it. So don't judge me on how terrible I am. But hopefully by the end of the day, I'll feel a lot more comfortable with it. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And we really appreciate the support of our channel. And yeah, hope you enjoy this video.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Caught behind Elysian lines, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Look at me, mama, what I've become.
Hey guys, so Pat's back from his work trip.
Yo.
Just wanted to show you some other progress that I got done this week while he was gone. So I built a wall in our wood shed and separated our dried wood that's been drying for at least a year, if not 2 years for some of it. And then I stacked some wood that Pat had chopped up a couple weeks ago. So that'll be stuff that will be used in a couple of winters. And also cleaned up underneath the wood shed here. We had a bunch of scrap pieces of wood from different projects around the property that needed to be kind of covered. They weren't really covered under there, so I got rid of some of it that didn't really hold up too well. And then I also built a little lean-to garage for all of that wood so that we can utilize that in future projects. It's just scrap wood lumber that we have from every project that we've done here, so it's good to have that around for a quick little project. But I used a lot of the scrap wood just to build the little covering for that, so I'll show you guys what that looks like. Yeah. And yeah, what else?
Did a little playing on the excavator. Still trying to figure it out. It's, you know, it's a little, you got to figure some things out on how to use it. It's a little jerky if you're not too tender with the controls. We did some digging, filled in some settled spots in the drain field from when we had the septic put in.
Yeah, and I think, well, I know I got to use it more than you did, but I feel like, well, now that I've used a little bit more, it's not as jerky because you kind of learn how to like use the controls so where you're not like abruptly moving it. Yeah. So that helps.
In case you can't tell, it's nasty weather out here. Wind is blowing like crazy. It's sleeting. We've had really nice weather for the last couple of weeks, but it's gross right now.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's been like sunny. I've been working on like shorts and a t-shirt. Oh, on the video it looks like where we were where we were driving the excavator was super flat. It is not flat at all. So there was definitely some moments. I unfortunately didn't catch them on camera, but where it was a little tippy. It didn't tip, but like we just have to be really careful on our property because we are literally on top of a mountain and we're surrounded by ridges. Yeah. So, you know, we can't just say, hey, we're going to drive it down our clearing here, because that's not going to happen. Basically, you're going to have to build a trail that's level to be able to put the excavator on as we continue to build trails. Yeah,
it also doesn't help that it was technically in excavated dirt, because where she was driving goes through our septic field. So that had been excavated at one point, and so the dirt hasn't fully compacted yet, so it's soft. We slipped a track once or twice. Learned how to put that back on.
That was fun. We didn't video that because it was kind of frustrating. So
lots of not nice words.
So block the wind some. But yeah, we're learning. We'll get better with it with each job. But yeah, excited to have it around to help out with heavy projects. Obviously, like a lot of the stuff I was lifting wasn't like big. It's stuff that I could easily pick up by hand. But again, was just kind of learning how to use it. So one other thing I wanted to add really quick. So when I was digging back in our drain field over here, I'm sure some of you were probably concerned about how close I was digging to some of these trees. So when our drain field, which is right through here, was put in, it actually goes around those trees. So when they dug that, they dug out all the roots for basically those 3 trees and maybe a couple more over here. So normally I wouldn't have dug through there, but I know those trees are already in the process of dying, and they're gonna have to come out probably fairly soon. So I wasn't concerned about that. But if you were looking at that thinking like, don't dig up tree roots, that wasn't a concern for me because they're already all dug up anyway. So just want to let you know.
Cool projects coming up. The weather's supposed to be nicer. Actually, it's weird. I think we're entering an early spring. It's supposed to be almost 70 degrees next week, and not supposed to rain too terribly much. So I think we're probably going to get the excavator out and do a few projects that it's actually meant to do at this point. So
now that we're a little bit more comfortable with it. It's literally snowing right now.
I can't.
What in the world? It was literally like 65 degrees yesterday.
Take me back to summer.
I know. That's snow, right? Or
yes,
just sleet?
Snow.
It's like 40 degrees though.
Both.
How's that snowing? But yeah, so very excited to get some projects done around here. If you're curious about those, hit the subscribe button if you want to see some more projects. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks.